have-nots always want more. That's why there's bad locks on the front door. That's why the window blinds don't ever shine lighting. The bad side of life seems so inviting. So I'm unsure if I'm unsure. I'm just a big shot who's coming up short. I'm just a little boy trapped in a grown man's body. Only time I ever want is when I know I ain't got it. So give me that piece. 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 You know it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Need a little something more. 5, 6, 7, 8. All that other shit can wait. 9, 10, 11, 12. Why'd I do this to myself? I need some beats right now. I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4. Need a little something more. 5, 6, 7, 8. All that other shit can wait. 9, 10, 11, 12. Why'd I do this to myself? I need some beats right now. I'm trying to make mine. The time is on my side, and that's a great sign. Going with the flow, I never swam a straight line. My ocean at the moment's only feeling waist high. So maybe I can stay afloat and take a stage dive in the deep part of it. I don't have to say why, I don't even bother me. Hit you with the face palm. If you keep hollering, I'll pop you, then it's over. Make you Leviosa on some Harry Potter shit. Yeah, I will not admit, yeah, I'm dishonest with, yeah, my own consciousness. I kinda miss the obvious. Yeah, plus I got a bitch, yeah, but I know life's a bitch. I guess that makes me polyamorous. That's probably cause I have nots always want more. That's why there's bad locks on the front door. That's why the window blinds don't ever shine lighting. The bad side of life seems so inviting. So I'm unsure if I'm unsure. I'm just a big shot who's coming up short. I'm just a little boy trapped in a grown man's body. Only time I ever want is when I know I ain't got it. So give me that piece. 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 You know it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome back to another live stream. If you're new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Make sure you read what's on the screen before we jump right into it. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing you see or hear from me is financial advice. Not a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. I'm just an idiot yapping on YouTube about trading. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded accounts. And the affiliate partnership disclaimer for the links I have all around these videos. Now, let's run it, guys. Let's run it. I was swapping back and forth, taking a look at Dow because this is what I wanted, right into the open, back to VWAP. So I was talking about this yesterday. Really stupidly simple moves on Dow. Just a very basic system off the open. Looking at something like a 5-minute, 15-minute chart, you could take a nice trade right into the open. This is on TopstepX. I've got a couple 50K accounts daisy chained together. I accidentally opened a position and closed it quickly in this account this morning. I wanted to take it in a separate account that's not chained to these, which I did, and I'm up $200 in that account. This is what I was hoping for, but I was hoping that we'd open up a little bit closer to the top of this news candle, this NFP candle up here, and then maybe look for a reaction back towards VWAP, but we got that already. We opened up to the upside, could have taken it from here, 5 minutes ago, and just look for 50 points or so to the downside. Structure risk right above that level right there, and taking it down in. But that already played out, so we'll kind of see what happens next on Dow. These are my levels, very basic. Supply, demand, support, resistance, whatever you want to call them. We got our big middle ground here, a big area of high volume, and this is going to be the Dow loves to come back to volume approach. Mean reversions on Dow. So we'll see what happens above this news candle. I don't know that I'd want to take it really aggressively short back to VWAP since we already came back here and tested it. But let's go ahead and get some NASDAQ. Whoo, taking off like a rocket. Let's just look at ES real quick. Also taking off like a rocket. Let's get NASDAQ marked up. Make sure I don't accidentally mark it in. Oh, man, we are rolling. I'm going to come out to the daily. You guys will get my chart markup this morning. I like to clear my charts sometimes, like you've seen me do a couple times, and just mark them up. Mark them up with you guys on here with me. Let's go for prior day low. Coming off of the daily candle. using a nice horizontal tool. If you use the magnet setting right there, it snaps right to the top or bottom of the wick or the candle body if you want. Prior day high, prior day low, those are some important levels that I want to have marked off. Now, just taking a look at the daily, kind of seeing where we're at. That's strong, man. This is strong. Very bullish. Very bullish. Do we end up putting the Friday like we put in last week? Right? We can almost repeat this week to the T if we push all the way up here and then flip bearish on the day and really start to sell back off. We'd really have an almost exact repeat on the day. Let's come back to the 15-minute. Take a look above and below price. So we are testing this level right here. Turn that magnet tool off in a second. Basic levels above and below price that I'd be paying attention to if we do start to move. Yeah. Right? That's what we want to look at. And then, yeah, just for fun, we can mark this really zoomed out on the 15-minute. I'd probably have a zone off of these, off of this area as well. Kind of go for like a double zone here. Yeah, came down and tested this area of high volume from yesterday. Really, really clean. Not going to do an overnight high and low. It's just kind of going to overlap, but we could see it right here and right here. Oh, excuse me, right here and right here off the top and bottom of that news wick. So this is looking really bullish, guys, right? Like repeating myself quite a bit, but you know, what does this look like to you? Right? You're a trader. You're trying to determine trend. That's pretty obvious, right? Zoomed out on the 5-minute, 15-minute. We've had a very similar week, like, again, almost identical to last week. And pretty similar over here, right? Where we've just had this week over week sell-off, recovery, sell-off, recovery. It's feeling like deja vu. Now, do we flip at some point today and really start selling off? I don't know. I don't think so. I think we run. It's kind of what it looks like to me. And that NFP candle is making it a little bit difficult to work with. I don't know that we have to pull back too aggressively on this. We are popping right at the open. I really don't know. Just dropping into lower time frames to see if like we kind of like came back down and retested. I might not be able to see that in the current 5-minute, 15-minute candle. But no, we're just blasting off. We're just absolutely blasting off at the open. Looks very strong. This looks like a big extension to the upside. Coming to check these highs out next. Yeah. Taking a look at Bookmap. Orders up to... And I got Dow Bookmap running today. I got CBOT running. If it doesn't get all jacked up on me, I'll show you here. There we go. Orders up to this big round psychological number. You could see it right here on the book. Quite a bit of orders up that way. We've got some stuff above price right in here. Yeah, I'm going to... Anyway, some stuff in price right up above here, like the 970s I'd be looking at. But the big round psychological number on the board, 172 lots sitting up there. So that looks like a nice potential target if we continue to run to the upside. That would be... this level right here. Mark that with a little ray just so we could keep an eyeball on it. But yeah, I'm looking for some kind of a pullback and a way to get long on this. That's what this looks like to me. You know, if I'm going to ride this for a larger move, Friday trend day to the upside, NFP's in, we're going to just continue to blast off. That's the move that I want to try to capitalize on here on NQ. Look to do it after a pullback. We'll see. See if we can't find a way in. Not looking to get too antsy right off the open on Dow. What are we doing here? Not looking to get too quick off the open on NQ. I like to hold those for the larger potential move on the day, and I don't feel the need to get involved in the first 10 minutes off the open. On Dow, however, get rid of Discord making noise. On Dow, however, I do look to get involved off the open. We just didn't get a real clean setup. This was it. Like, I'll run a trade right into the open if we're opening up above or below VWAP. This was the opportunity. We were kind of close to this candle here, that news candle, but here's the trade. Again, stupidly simple, leveraging the volatility that comes at the open, and that Dow loves to go back to the middle ground, the area of high volume. It would look something like that, right? If we have to wick up here first, you're wrong, but you run it right into VWAP, and you're a nice able to grab a little positive risk reward there. Now that we came down and tested this and came back to VWAP, we didn't quite come to this level here, but you can see the type of movement that I try to capitalize on with Dow around the open. It loves to just slice back and forth, chop around range. If you trade it from the extremes, makes for a really, really simple setup. Doesn't always play out. See yesterday where we came down, tested a zone, and then just fell through. This bad boy over here, I got long off this area, and you can see how that played out. But yeah, we're not really getting it today. That's kind of it. The more times it chops around and tests zones, the less that I want to trade off of them. A buy would have been really nice on this. Really nice if we came down and tested this level. Obviously, just with the higher time frame trend back towards VWAP. Just getting a feel for how volatile this is using my little measurement tool here on TopstepX TradingView. Yeah, we'll see. If we come down and test one of these levels, we may look for it. It's just not as appealing, right? I like the first test. Before we do this, we wick down, sweep this low. I'm in long down here, and I get it back to VWAP. If we come down, sell off, and then push back up, that's kind of the move already taking place, right? Market's not exact, but the more times that it happens, the less it looks like an initial test and a continuation, and the more it looks like we're hammering into a support zone, and maybe we have the potential to break. So we'll keep an eye on both of these. Looking at NASDAQ, not wanting to take its foot off the gas yet. Yeah, that's quite a bit of orders up there. That looks like the potential target. I'm going to look long. I'm going to look long with a wide stop loss if we come back down. I'm not going to take it long up here. There's potential that we just blast off on the day, and there's no reason to wait for a pullback. For me, I don't have a clean way to structure risk. Really above that news candle, I think we could easily pull back down in here, even sweep that low, and then continue if we're going to put a really huge trend day in. But it doesn't feel that way. It feels like we are just blasting off to the upside. You could take it to 22,000 from up here. You would just have a tight stop loss, right below these 5-minute bar lows. So, waiting for a pullback, very simply to buy a dip on NQ. Why? Why would I want to do that? This looks very bullish. I'm going off of basic zoomed out trend. Looks bullish overall. When we look at what happened yesterday, we're looking bullish. When we look at what happened overnight, pushing up above prior day high, chopping around VWAP, indecision on the initial NFP information, and then big push to the upside, indicating a very, very big bullish open to the session. This looks like buys for me. Are we up here near some major resistance levels? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a big high to get above right here. And then again, massive level over here. Why? Big impulsive moves after we put these tops in. Area that's been tested a couple times. So, reason for caution to the upside. You might say, hey, I'm selling right off to these highs, right? We sweep this high. I'm selling. Big reaction to the downside after that. I can see the case to be made for that. Same thing up here. But for me, this looks bullish. This looks like they move to try to get into on the long side. So going to wait for some kind of a pullback if we get it somewhere down in this area of volume, right? Big area of volume, maybe even down here, area of high volume, and then look for a move to the upside. Wide stop loss, something that I'd run for quite a while. Dow, I'm going to look for a just aggressive reversal style trade. If something sets up, we'll take a look for it. But we kind of did it already. We were up here, near the highs of overnight session. We snapped back to VWAP, got down around the lows, snapped back to VWAP. That's kind of what I'm leveraging here. We just didn't really come all the way down and challenge either one of these highs. So I'm not super, super impressed to take one of these. But we'll see. We'll see what sets up. Like I said, I got CBOT data running through Rhythmic with Bookmap on the side here, looking at Dow order flow. It's pretty clean, actually. It's pretty clean. I like it. See, 9:45. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Yeah, we got 10 a.m. Take a look at this together real quick. Oh, we got 10 a.m. Consumer sentiment. Not nearly as crazy as NFP, but that's something to pay attention to. Could see a little bit of volatility at the 10 a.m. time frame. Then we got a couple FOMC members later in the day. That's what we're looking like on news. What's up? What's up, Lone Wolf? Just for beauty and young. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Passed a Blue Guardian Futures account in London session. Done for the day. No trades for me. Awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. Appreciate you guys with the hearts and reactions there. I was lucky long from 21,795. Woo, man. Sent it. My man sent it. I'm eyeballing short up here, potentially if we test this high for a crack back down. But again, not as appetizing. Not as appetizing. Yeah, man. You guys with the reactions. Jim Jet. Previous day high, 50% level. Yeah, nice. Good morning. What's up, Ryan? What's up, everybody on here? Feel free, hit like, hit subscribe. Help me out. You don't have to do anything. I'll be on here every morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Overall, the trend was bullish. Everyone says so, but over the last week, I made money on shorts. That's so weird. Yeah. Listen, man. Depends what you're looking at doing, how you're trading, the style. You can make money both ways. Not a problem. I'm about ready for a damn win on this live stream with you guys. It's been a pretty choppy back and forth week for me personally. Some small L's, some small wins, ending up net red right now. See what we could do on this Friday. See what sets up for us. Yeah, this looks bullish, right? Like long wicks to the downside, even on Dow when I zoom out. Like zoom way out. That's why I like higher time frames, just to take a look. This feels bullish, right? Like this feels like, we don't want to come back down through this low and we want to push off from here. So I don't know that I'm going to look for a sell back to VWAP, on something like this. This looks strong. Looks like we want to push. Let's see. Again, I don't mean to make you guys dizzy, but I'm going to snap back and forth between Dow and NQ because I am waiting for setups on both of them. Waiting for setups on both. Ryan says, I'm long NQ. A lot of resistance in this area, but hey, my rules make the rules, not I. Yeah, dude. Follow your approach. Follow your system, right? You know, nothing wrong with that. Personally, I'm quite discretionary, but I think it's good to have some way to maintain some consistency in the markets, right? If you come to the markets every day, come to the charts every day doing something different, it's going to be a tough journey for you. I just do what my strategy has worked historically over the last 9 months. Yeah, absolutely, man. Stick to your guns. This looks long. This looks long to me. This looks like a nice play. For me personally, my approach, general today, as discretionary it is going to call for long down near prior day's high. Going to call for long out of this area, wide stop loss, capitalizing on a large move to the upside. Up here, again, I'm not that zoomed in. If I was, I think up here would be a fine, long for a fresh high all the way to 22,000 and hold above. Stop loss just down below this level. Nothing wrong with that trade. Nothing wrong with that. Lots of orders coming on the book above and below price. People getting filled up here. It's like 200 right down below price. That might be some iceberging. What the hell is that? Oof. No, they're actually getting filled. Watch that come on the book right there. And when something moves around like this, jumps around and doesn't get filled, that would indicate potential like spoofing or just, somebody like messing around. But that was a 200 lot that stayed on the book and got filled. Also, sometimes when it looks like this, you'll see 100 lots and it starts to come down and starts to fill. And then more orders are fed right onto the book. It kind of holds price there. And they're not putting everything on at the same time. They are kind of feeding it on after. So, but yeah, here's what I'm looking at up above price, man. Big level. And I think if we get up there, that's an indication that we want to continue moving to that next area of highs. Again, I take a pretty dumb guy approach to Bookmap and order flow. And I honestly don't use it as much. Haven't been using it as much as I'm zooming out on higher time frames. On Dow, it could be a little bit interesting to look at now that I got this bad boy loaded up. We got CBOT data coming from Rhythmic on this screen here. This is the YM Bookmap. Was a little bit cleaner. Now it's quite overlapped with the algorithmic stuff. But orders all the way up to this big, beautiful round number up here. That looks like the next decent stack of orders. It's been on the book for a while, down at the 860s, 863. But we will see. We will see. Yeah, right back at VWAP. That's where these orders are. Well, stay patient. Look for a trade setup. Looking for somewhat of a reversal setup back towards areas of high volume on Dow. Looking for a long on NQ, MNQ, and MYM for both of these, just to be precise. Looking for a pullback and then continuation. We have a chance to just break and run. We've just continued this move to the upside. Above this Newswick, pulled back down, retested. We're really just continuing to push higher. I think a move back down could be pretty violent. We can certainly run into the Friday that we had last Friday, where it just turns around on us and ends up selling off, you know, through the lows, through VWAP. But this looks quite strong for the day so far. So let's take a look at what happens as we approach the highs of this Newswick on Dow and potentially that 45,000 mark. We will keep an eye on Dow. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Feel free. Smash the like button, guys. Help me out. What do we got going on? What's up? What's up? Doesn't mean my long is accurate. Just meant my rules for entry, but has many times of backtesting gone the opposite way. Yeah, man. Yeah. Strategy is not conventional and doesn't require emotion. Cool. Cool, cool. Which is nice. I've been trading for 4+ years, and it's nice to step away from all the emotions that come with trading. Absolutely. TradingView and Google Sheets. Somebody asked how they're logging their trades. If you guys want to check out TradeZella, which I just got set up with, that is an automated, I'm going to give you my link here, automated trading journal. Really cool, hooks up to a bunch of different accounts. What really pushed me over the edge is one of the guys I was working with, how awesome it is to be able to store data from all of these old accounts, group accounts together. Really, really cool. If you're not going to use that, you don't want to pay for anything. Simple screenshots of your chart and then a note-taking app has worked really, really nice for me. You could use the app on your phone. You could use something like Notion or Evernote. Screenshots of your charts with some information on what you did and why, along with whatever broker or prop firm you're working with. They almost always have like performance statistics, some basic stuff that you could work from. Can be super helpful, super helpful. And for most, that's all you need. You know, if you say, hey, I don't want to waste time doing it, I'm happy to spend some money to have it all done for me and then have it really nice and organized in places where I could, you know, there we go, wick above news. Really nice and organized, and, you know, you just want to make it automated. TradeZella is what I would look for on that. And if you're considering coming to the 2-day in-person event that I'll be guest speaking at in Tampa in May, TradeZella will be there. It's going to be sick. Just confirmed that they are in for a sponsor. They'll have representatives, you know, giving demonstrations and talking about it. Really cool. If you guys haven't heard about that, as I'm watching Dow pop to the upside here, 2-day event in Tampa, put on by Austin Silver and his team, a bunch of other big name traders, the Strong Trader, Tanner, Joey Morgan, Zayek, big top step trader, Evan on team ASFX. I'm guest speaking there. It's going to be awesome, man. Super psyched. You guys want more info on that? Hop in the free Discord. Check it out. It's all over social media. There's not a lot of seats left. They got a crazy price point for a two-day in-person event. Really, really cool spot that it's taking place at. It's awesome. I love the in-person stuff. I'm super excited to do something like this. Gonna be epic. Watching Dow sweep above these highs. Yeah, I'm looking at a sell. Really aggressively counter trend. Again, I don't know that I want to take it. Be on the wrong side of this. But I like the mean reversion move. Ooh. Look at that on NASDAQ. Uh-oh. I'm looking for a sell near the 4,500s. I don't know that we're going to get it. I'm going to go for a mean reversion play on Dow. Again, aggressively counter to this move so far this morning. It's not really as early as I'd like to be chopping it back and forth towards VWAP. We already did it a couple times. The buy from way down here somewhere would have been sweet. This is pretty counter, but I like it for a reversion back down. We are kind of above this zone. I would have loved for us to wick right up here. Give me a way to take a test of the 45,000. Yeah, I really just don't want to stop here. I think this is gonna be the test, and the crack back down. I don't want to stop right at 45,000. Some of this structure, man, just has not lined up beautifully for me. It's part of the game. I see we got 30 seconds to red folder news. That's why Bookmap's looking dark. 30 seconds to red folder news. To orange folder news, medium impact news, consumer confidence. That'll be coming up here at 10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, about 20 seconds to that, guys. So be cautious. Quite a bit of volume has just died down. Orders off the book. Likely to see some volatility here, or at least the algos are off. So they're expecting it. Let's go. Couple seconds. Whoo. Oh, man, we're lagging. Wow. Very volatile. Holy hell. That's our 10 a.m. Consumer sentiment, but I'm assuming that something came in way off mark on that one. Wow. That's larger than the NFP. Is it almost as large as the NFP candle or larger? Holy. Wow, man. Yeah, it is. It is on NASDAQ. Wow. All right, let's just for fun. I'm not the fundamental guy, but let's see what happened. Let's see. Wow. Prelim consumer sentiment came in below forecast, below expectation by quite a bit. Forecast was 71.9, actual 67.8. Previous was 71.1. Wow. Wholesale inventories look like they're in line. That was a gnarly reaction to the downside. So one of the benefits of using Bookmap is if I'm not paying attention, like I wasn't on that one, it's a medium impact, orange folder event that's typically not volatile, not as volatile as that. All the liquidity seems to come off the book right ahead of these events in preparation for that. And it's like an ominous dark sign right from Bookmap. And I've gotten used to knowing that that's about to be news that I might not be paying attention to. So sometimes on here live, that's how I catch it, a minute before, 30 seconds before. But wow. That's some volatility, man. Yeah, so let's see what we get from here. The sell on Dow would have played pretty nicely, but anything else, probably not. Probably been wicked out on something like that. NASDAQ completely erasing the move from the morning. Down below session lows, overnight low from this news candle, all the way down to the 775s. This could be an area for a really aggressive buy. This could be your pullback to say, I think this is going to continue to the upside, and I'm going to look long on this right here, right now. We are starting to kind of break, right? If we're trend line guys, which personally I'm not, but just looking at, this normalcy of structure to the upside, that's really aggressive to the downside. But this could be a beautiful retest, and then look for a continuation for this to move to the upside. But obviously the market did not like that. Did not like that at all. I'm actually tempted to get long on this. I really am. It's very aggressive, and I want to wait for some indication that we're going to stop slicing to the downside. We're kind of just hesitating right now, but not really. Only 3 minutes after that news. Wow. Do we see the same thing that we saw last week, guys? Is this going to be the exact repeat? Like, are we gonna get the down day Friday? Here it is. I said it right at the start of the open. You know, it would really be a same repeat day if we had gap down at the open, you know, big push lower and then recovery all the way through to Friday where we put a big long wick to the upside and bearish candle back down. I don't know. That could absolutely be in store. This could be a beautiful pullback for the push up. I'm still looking at this as a potential long, but that's way too aggressive to get into. Way too aggressive. I'll miss it if I have to. That's super, super aggressive. Yeah, I like it long. I like it long, even with this massive candle. Again, higher time frame, right? Higher time frame structure pushing to the upside. Long from somewhere down here, again, would be really aggressively counter to this move that's forming. I'd go stupid wide stop loss and look for something like that. Over 100-point stop loss. Let me just take a look. Ooh, let me see. Let me see what Bookmap's looking like. Yeah, I'm going to look for it around prior day low. That's my game plan. I'm getting in long on this bad boy, guys. Nice wide stop loss way down below prior day low. Allow for a retest of that. Very aggressively counter to that news that came in, right? Aggressively counter. But I'm long 1 MNQ, low risk. It's across 3 accounts from 21,761.75. Super, super aggressive. Again, big push down. But I'm looking at this as, hey, prices want to move higher. We are pushing up on the week, pushing up on the day over day. We're continuing to push higher. NFP was very indecisive, and then immediate crack to the upside. Market is looking long. That was obviously a really harsh reaction to the downside, not rejection. Harsh reaction to the downside. That may just shift the narrative, and we may sell off today. We just may see a stupid down day where market says nope. Whatever that information was, we do not like, and we're headed lower. But I'm looking at this as a potential really, really aggressive buying opportunity. I was waiting for a pullback. That's my setup. That's my setup. I think if we do come down lower, we could come all the way down to check out the 550s. That would be like super, super aggressive to the downside. My game plan with this stop loss here is to allow a test all the way down into the 700s, below prior day low, before potentially continuing to the upside. I think if we continue down this far, 50 plus points below yesterday's low, below these lows that we put in here, I'm just dead wrong, and this is going to continue lower. I like this even with a very wide stop loss and low risk, because I think we got big room to the upside if this thing starts to turn and actually be a nice trend day to the upside. I'm not going to run a take profit. Stop loss, I really am just eyeballing how much room I really want to give this thing. Yeah, I got to stay all the way down here. Yeah, I'm going to go around the 650s with a stop loss. So long 1 MNQ from 21,761 and 3/4. Stop loss way wide on this bad boy, way wide. 114 point stop loss, super wide. This is volatile, lot of movement. I'm coming in at the lows here. I want to allow this thing to chop, do something crazy, and then continue. It would give me a chance to manage if we wanted to, but for the most part, I haven't been managing my stuff because it doesn't seem to be working too well for me. Hold on, don't touch the trade seems to be working nicely. Yeah. Headlines are U.S. Economy adds 143,000 jobs in January. Unemployment rate falls to 4%. Labor market flashes more resilience to start 2025. It's looking bullish on the main sites. Not that, again, not that I take into consideration what the talking heads are saying, but it's just we're in such a headline market. I have to look. I have to look every once in a while now. Talk about it with you guys on here. Yes, sir. Bought ES. Broker didn't take me out. If you want to go long, I think it's better to wait for the 680s. Yep. Potentially a deeper pullback. Good morning. Prop took me out, but not Tradeify. Personal broker. Interesting. Gotcha. Yeah. Maybe we pull all the way down, sweep below this low. Again, I'm looking at like a really aggressive entry long on this. That's a sweep below overnight lows, very aggressively below the news candle. I'm okay with it coming and testing these lows, testing this prior day. But that was enough for me to think, hey, we're not going to check these lows out. We're not going to push above. And we're potentially just going to run to the upside. So I don't want to wait. I've waited and missed quite a few trying to get a really, really, really aggressive entry long. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the risk structure. Again, fully accepting, aggressive entry on a sell-off here. This may absolutely just dip lower. I may be too early here, 10, 11 a.m. Eastern. Maybe we need to come all the way lower, even way further before we continue up. Part of the game if that happens, right? Structure my risk the best I can. Stay out of the initial morning move, pushing to the upside, trying to buy a breakout, get long towards that 22,000 too quickly, and take it from down here. So we shall see, guys. We shall see. If I have to continue taking L's on this live stream with you guys, I will. It is not fun to do, but I'm going to show you what real trading looks like for me. And unfortunately, it's been quite a few L's. Quite a few L's. But that's part of it, man. Going to see losing streaks, going to see winning streaks, going to see everything in between. Since it doesn't penalize DCA, maybe you could add. Yeah, no, probably not going to add. The only way I'd like to add on something like this would be we pull back down, put like a new low in, and then really aggressively start to pop to the upside. At that point, maybe drag higher and look to add in for a continuation to the upside. But even doing that, you really start to tighten up on risk, and it can get a little bit dicey. You can end up getting stopped out of good trades before letting them move in your favor. But here we go. Coming down to test prior day low, man. Not getting that initial bounce right there. Not continuing up. Big candle to the downside. This could just be way too aggressive, and we could sell directly off from here. I'd love to see a really nice rejection of prior day low, a nice big reaction, but this feels very weak. Very weak. Stop loss is where it needs to be for me. I think we can potentially come down to that level, but that's about as much risk as I want to leave on this one. Nope, still pushing lower. This looks like we're going to blast through this level of low volume here and come down and give me the stop. Going to leave it on for now. See if we can get some kind of reaction, but this looks like a very, very, very heavy amount of selling pressure. Take a look at watching Bookmap on the side. Take a look at Dow Bookmap. See what we got going on there. Testing 700s. Let's see what we get around yesterday's low, guys. Let's see. Here's our opportunity to bounce. Would like to see a really, really nice rejection of yesterday's low. I don't know, though. I don't know. Again, we come down through this low. We got some low volume here. You know, we're kind of in between this next area of high volume coming all the way down, I think, would be the next play. Pushing way, way lower on this. If we can't find buyers, which we're starting to do right here, if we can't find buyers and really start to reverse from this level, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be dead in the water on this. So trade staying on. There's not something that says, well, we came down and, you know, we're halfway to stop and I don't have faith in the trade anymore. Stop losses below prior day's low because I felt we could potentially come down here. We did. Let's see if we can find some buyers and continue to the upside. There's not a massive amount on Bookmap or anything else below this level that's really sketching me out. It could absolutely just need to push lower before coming higher. But if we do continue down lower from here, this is really just looking like a down day, right? We get down all the way down here. In no chance do I want to be a buyer below like the 650s. Just looks like it's going to be a gnarly down day after that. So we'll see. We'll put our trades on, structure risk well, look for good opportunities, and let the trades play out. That's all we could do, man. But as always, appreciate you guys being on here, man. It's fun to have a community to trade with. Awesome to have you guys on the lives hanging out. This has been very, very, very fun. Not finding buyers down here just yet. Started to pop. Sellers back in, taking it lower, coming down to test this low. Let's see if we get one more wick down below this low and then some buyers to step in. But this is looking dicey down here. Would have really liked to see some aggressive buying put in this candle at some point. Even on the 5-minute, this is looking dicey. This is looking pretty dicey. But while we're at it, there's the link to the 100% free Discord that I run. Be more than happy to have you guys in there. Appreciate you being on with me here. Awesome community, almost 1,500 traders active, guys sharing analysis, charts, trade ideas, the good, the bad, everything in between. Bunch of discounts to a bunch of companies that I work with. And ability to ask me questions, talk, communicate, all that good stuff, man. 100% free. And I'm here live every morning. Going to try to be every single morning, every damn day. 9:30 a.m. Eastern, trading straight from the terminal, right? Live executions, live trades. Excuse me. P&L running, stops, entries, everything. Everything for you guys here. If you find this valuable, smash the like button. Listen, if you guys all hit like, NQ is going to pop. Don't you know that's how this works? So like Jerome Powell watches my YouTube stream. He's actually one of the viewers right now. And as likes climb, that's a bullish indication. He gets ready to say, we're gonna lighten up on this monetary tightening of the policy. And, you know, Zach's trade on his TopstepX accounts, they're going to rocket to the moon. So hit like, guys. Look, a couple of you guys did it. You see, we're climbing right now. I mean, we're almost back to break even, guys. No, I appreciate you. Every time somebody hits like 5 more people join. So I got to ask for it. You don't have to do anything. Free means free. You don't like the stream, you don't have to like it, man. That's okay. If you want to comment, you want to chat in the live chat, and you can't this time, feel free to subscribe so you can do it next time. I keep subscriber mode on for a couple hours. You got to be subscribed to the chat, subscribe to the channel before you can chat. Try to limit the trolls that are never ending on social media. But you don't have to do anything, guys. Manipulation happened distribution. Yeah, you go ahead and ask that one. I definitely can't help out there. Definitely can't help out there. Testing these lows, not as aggressive as buying pressure as I would like to see. This may be the start of a big down move. And I could just absolutely be on the wrong side of it. Unfortunately, again, if you're going to look at this low time frame structure after the open, this is down. This is really aggressively lower. So I'm cautious of that happening. Again, I'm looking at the higher time frame potential for this to be a pullback before a continuation of some of this move to the upside, but it can be exactly what we saw on Friday. It's starting to feel like deja vu, where the entire week is repeating itself. And, we're going to get a pop at the open here and then a big sell-off into the afternoon. So we'll see. I'm going to leave this trade on. I'm not going to come right below this low. I'm not going to take it off at break even. My stop loss went where it needed to go for a reason, to allow for this test of prior day low. Hopefully we get some buyers that continue to take this thing higher, and we could turn this into a nice winning trade. If not, fully accepting this stop out, right? Fully accepting the risk that I have on in the market. This is a clean invalidation point for me. I don't want to be long, 100 points lower on the day from here. We hit all the way down below this level. I don't think this is a pullback and continuation. We would have allowed quite a bit of time to pass. And this looks like we are really getting ready to accept lower prices if we come back down through the 650s. So we'll see. We'll see what we get. Trade is on and running. Good morning, Kevin. Checking out the boys and girls in Discord. I was going to say in discount. Nice. You got some people making money. Brian, what's up? Browning ES Trader, what's up? Peppa Pip, what's up? Another day, another combine in passing. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get here. Let's take a look at Dow. Yeah, not a bad setup out of Dow. Somewhere down here from the middle of this, lower zone would have been where I looked for a move on Dow back towards VWAP. Wouldn't have completely set up. This would have been ran through, and that would have been way too wide of a stop loss to run. We'll see. We'll see what we got on NQ. We'll see what we get out of our friend NQ. Only Only real disadvantage of this trade is having one contract on. There's not really there's no opportunity to scale out, right? There's an opportunity to add, right? We were talking about adding. Lone Wolf was talking about adding in drawdown, dollar cost averaging. That's not my favorite thing to do unless it's pre-planned and part of a whole, approach to dollar cost average into trades. For me, an add-in would look something like this right now, where we come into drawdown, test the level, buyers start to step in, and the trade now looks like it's going to work out, or potentially just continue, the thesis. It's getting reinforced, but we have a new level of structure to trade off of. And maybe the new trade idea says, if we come below this low, I don't want to be long anymore. I think this is my new invalidation point. That would give you an opportunity to add and drag stop loss up. For me, in this instance, I'm just going to leave it where it is. I like to have my stop loss down below whatever the level of structure is. This is still an okay point. I think what happens is a lot of people do get long off these levels. Obvious, right? And they get a stop down below here, and potentially that comes and gets wicked down below. And we need to come, 100 ticks below that low to take everybody out one more time before continuing up. I might be able to survive something like that. This is kind of tight. Like I was talking about, 50 some odd points below lows is like really aggressive, allows for some room. This would be 30, 35, 36 points. So it doesn't allow a lot of room, but I'm not going to add. I'm really not going to manage this trade. I would just look to take profit at some point, on the way back up to decide, where I'd like to get out. But we'll see. We'll see what we get. We'll see if NQ was the right choice here. Yeah, again on Dow, we kind of had the setup pull two times. This was off the open into VWAP. This was after the open, didn't come down and test this level, back to VWAP. Sweep of the high, back to VWAP. And this down here would be the test of lows, but now it's kind of gone on too long. And sometimes, like yesterday, did it pretty early. Eventually we're going to make a decision and, kind of move in one direction. But we'll see if this will be a test of this zone right off these magical levels and come back to VWAP. We'll see. We'll see what the markets have for us today. $61 3/4. Yeah, back to prior day's high would be over a 1-to-1. Back to this middle ground. Again, this could be a larger move to the upside if this actually holds. I got to say, we turn from here, we come back down through this low. That's looking really weak. And I don't know that I would really need to let it. Yeah, I would. I'm going to let it, hit my stop if it comes back down. But if we, retest this area up here and then start to sell off again, that looks like higher time frame, break to the downside, retest, and continuation. So, why am I talking about this? Kind of weighing out trade management here. Two options to the upside. Look to take the trade off somewhere in this middle ground, in this, area of volume, area of high volume, where we may retest before continuation lower, or leave the trade on, hold to be a banger to the upside. Like I talked about, potential for this to be a larger move on the day to the upside is there. But you run the risk that, it's not. We're going to trend lower, and you have a chance to take profit if we continue up, which we might not. We could turn right back down from here, around an area of high volume, right? This consolidation from the overnight session, around the highs of yesterday, around prior day's high. So I just have to see how we get up there, if we get up there. So far, we're not just blasting up from this low. Going to give it its time to breathe, but I would have really liked to see this continue so far, right off the bat. Really aggressively after testing prior day's low, cracking below it, continuing to the upside. But waited for my pullback, bought a dip, found my way in long. That's my game plan. That was my game plan for today. Oh, I didn't ask to dollar cost average. I said if there's a reversal confirmation from the 680s, maybe you can add at some point because a reversal is confirmed. But looking at structure, it might come to test the 660s. Sure. Yeah. Anything, for me looking at higher. So I agree with that, totally makes sense. I got you. For me, it's all so discretionary and subjective as to what a reversal is and when, confirmation actually occurs of, break of structure or change of character. I think there's so many different ways to define that stuff. And it depends on what time frame, we're looking at, right? Whether we're looking at the 1 minute or the 15 minute. But I hear exactly what you're saying. This was aggressive as soon as we started to pause down breaking below the news wick, right? Overnight lows around this area of high volume on the visible range volume profile, which is not resetting right now. But sure, you can just wait for wherever we stop, wait for some type of a reversal pattern to occur, whether that's like a bullish 5-minute bar, 2 bullish 5-minute bars, a 3-bar reversal, some pattern. That's cool. It's fine to do. But it's just all subjective. You decide how you want to approach it and go from there. For me, this is aggressive, wide stop, really not waiting for too much confirmation. Because on a higher time frame perspective, if I do wait for too much confirmation, I miss whatever the move is. I miss the aggressive entry. We're somewhere back up to the middle ground, and now I'm trying to buy breaking through VWAP. My stop loss is really, really wide, and it's just below the low. So different setups, different entries, different styles. But yeah. Sure. Yeah, we come back down through the 50s. I don't know. I don't think that that's going to be a really beautiful reversal. We certainly can. We certainly can pull a move like this where we just come like way lower, into like the 650s, 630s or something, and then crack to the upside. I just think that would be less likely to happen based on just normal price action and market structure. Then if we started to find some support somewhere around these 700s based on what these levels look like and they mean objectively, and started to reverse from here, started to push to the upside. If we come through this, I think we're coming lower. I just think we're going to come lower. Whether we're going to reverse or not, I think we're going to first head way lower. We're just not finding support at any, recent level. And sellers are going to take this thing down on the day. But I've been wrong a handful of times on here with you guys live. So feel free to use my trading information as you see fit. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice, not a suggestion or recommendation to do anything, for entertainment purposes only. But if you want to fade me and maybe that helps you, you do that, man. 660 to 830. What a move. Taking a look at ES. Taking a look at YM. Yeah, they're trying. They're trying to bottom here. I don't know, boys. Appreciate you guys being on, though. I do. Fun to have a crew to trade with here. As this trade is coming back in profit, I'm going to talk about this again real quick. If you guys are looking for, can you see this? If you guys are looking for an in-person event, 2-day futures trading boot camp held by Austin Silver. He's hosting the whole deal. Bunch of guest speakers, going to be live in person in Tampa, not live, in person in Tampa, Florida. I'm going to throw the link for tickets to that, more information so you can check it out, see the price, see everything about it. If you have questions, feel free to hit me up. I think in-person stuff is next level. Super cool. It's going to be relatively small, held in a really nice place, 2 full days, plus, dinners and drinks and everything hanging out afterwards. Be really cool, really cool. If you're looking for a trip to Florida, reason to take a trip to Florida, this might be your opportunity. So I'll leave that in there. If you guys have any questions, feel free, hit me up on in Discord, hit me up on social media. You can email me, support@realdealfutures.com. Happy to talk to you. There's through like more than half of the tickets. I don't know how many they have, but they're selling out of the thing hella quick, super quick. So really cool, super excited to be sharing the stage with some of those guys. Really, really big traders on there. I'm grateful for the opportunity to go and hang out and yap a little bit. Why doesn't ASFX do it online too for us geographically challenged? Yeah, he does a ton online, man. So Austin Silver, if you don't know, runs the Day Trading Show, the podcast that I've been on with all of the different traders. He's got guys from all over, prop firm CEOs to regular traders, all different types of people. And then he runs his own entire live streaming and coaching program. I'd encourage you to go check his stuff out. They are awesome. The dude that's speaking just snapped a 3-month all green, no losing trade or no losing day streak. It was crazy. But yeah, I would check them out. But oh, there you go. No, used to be a part of ASFX. Yeah. So I'm sure we're gonna be recording a whole bunch of it. I don't know how much. They'll probably post a ton of it afterwards. A bunch of it will be recorded. There'll be a ton afterwards. But they do a ton not in person. So this is like an in-person type deal. But yeah, I hear you. I got a lot of guys that I work with that I talk to on the other side of the world, other side of the country. And there's not many of this stuff many of these events that happen, but it's cool. It's really cool to come together. I did a lot in my past life, past career, trade shows. And I used to think, man, it's a lot to travel. I used to go to Las Vegas a lot for the trade shows, really all over the country. But I used to think when I first started, I'm like, man, this is a lot. Flights and hotels and all this stuff. But the value that you get spending, a full day working together with other people in your industry, in your space, like face to face, and then also just kind of picking their brain afterwards, talking. You just get so much from that. There's so many different perspectives. Like, I'm looking forward to that outside of just talking, to learn, to hear from everybody, to see how everybody does what they do, you know, live. Be a ton of live trading together. It'll be awesome, man. I learned previous day VWAP, session VWAP, hive day VWAP. Yeah, they're heavy on the VWAP stuff. The anchored VWAP, really big part of their setups, and they've got a lot of profitable traders coming out of their group. So again, if you want somebody else with a beard and long hair that does a lot of live trading, and he's got, again, multiple people on his team, I would check out Austin Silver and ASFX. I don't mind losing people to him and his team. They are solid. Really cool. Really cool. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, 2 days in Tampa, it's going to be sick. Feel free to hit me up. Watching this thing retest. So here we got decision point, right? We got decision point. Back in the money on this trade. Do we climb through this level right here? Do we get through this area of high volume, right? There's the volume profile resetting. We are at the temporary volume point of control. We're going to call this temporary because this is based on me scrolling in or out. So this is not a prior day's volume point of control, but this is just temporary for what I'm showing, which is, most of the past 2 days and this session. Do we get through this Newswick low? Do we come back up? Do we get back towards VWAP and through back to this area of volume, or even further? Or are we just going to retest here and then sell off? This could be your opportunity for shorts, which is why I think we're seeing some selling pressure right here. We didn't just blast right through. I believe if you have a bearish bias right now, we cracked through prior day low. You think we're going to continue lower. This is your aggressive spot on the chart to enter on a pullback to the downside, right? So we are at a bit of a decision-making point here. We are testing it. I don't love the way that looks. We're just kind of cracking above here. We can pull back down, bring us back to, draw down, maybe test prior day low. I would really like to see us stay above prior day low and this low at this point, but I would let it come back down on me. And then continue, that's kind of going to be a decision being made, at least structure-wise, technically, here on MNQ. That's how I'm reading this. Again, for me, trade staying on. I put this amount of risk on. I don't want to take $40 or $50 off of something like that. Again, my area of concern is if and when we get through this, which we may not, we can make him right down and stop me out. What happens up around VWAP? What happens up around this next area of high volume after we kind of come through this area here? If we come through this area, what happens as we approach this middle ground up here, prior day's high, right? An area that's been tested. Do we come back towards this level or not? So we'll see. We shall see. Dow not finding its way back to VWAP just yet. Going around the horn on markets. ES, similar structure, testing lows, but pulling back down on it. This is going to be an interesting one. Let us see. Let the trade play out. You guys got trading questions, comments, all that fun stuff? Feel free, man. Hit me in the chat. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Hanging out with you guys, letting this trade play out. Not much management. I'm not looking for anything on Dow. This is probably going to be my my one and done. My one and done on the day based on how this plays out. Probably not going to find a second if we come all the way down through. But let this one play. We're trying to find buyers here. It'd be cool if we come back up through this. Again, through VWAP, that's really going to make the case for a move to the upside. Decision for me is to hold, up through VWAP or potentially look to just take a green trade. But we'll make a decision. Elliott Wave Trader can't long this one yet. Okay. Yeah, stick to your guns, whatever they are. Out the long wick at the top. Tough day. TradeIfy broker not taking me out. Yeah, man. That's part of trading, right? You're gonna deal with issues, platform issues, technical issues. That's part of it. We operate in this space of utilizing, all web-based, internet-based, or desktop-based stuff. There's a lot of technical components involved there. So eventually something's gonna go sideways. So that's why we manage risk. But recognize it's gonna happen sometimes. Try not to hate the broker. I used to get so mad. Try not to hate the broker as long as it's not happening too frequently, and as long as they take care of you if something goes wrong, on their end. Same with prop firms, right? Gonna have platform issues, gonna have connectivity issues. There's gonna be something at some point. How do they handle it, and how frequently does it happen? How severe is it? So, but anyway, guys, I will be right back. Quick break. Back in action with you here. Whoa, trade didn't do too bad. Chair didn't do too bad, I mean. Trading chair. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I might have to get rid of my my chair, man. It hasn't been trading too good this week, and that's a big part. Big part of trading. Your chair has to be able to trade well for you when you leave. We're trying it higher again. This could still be the retest of this level. I'm looking at this, you know, a close above, 15-minute close above, movement back up to this zone. Got to make the decision if I want to hold this one for a longer move today. And I don't know that I do. Here comes the hard decision that we all have to make with trade management. I see you guys chatting in the chat, so I'll talk to you, answer some questions. But here's the thought. You know, you have two options, right? And this is kind of just style. Are you going to close your trades out in profit? You know, maybe around a 1-to-1 or something, or you know, modest profits when they occur, and have more of those, probably a lower risk to reward and higher win rate. And your risk there is that this turns into a huge day to the upside and you don't capitalize on it. Or are you going to look to hold for larger movements to the upside and have a much lower win rate and have plenty of days where we come up here right now where I'm able to grab, you know, $80 of profit? Obviously, that's not a great risk to reward, so I'm not looking at this. But maybe to this middle ground, you know, show me $200 or so worth of profit. And, oh, no, volatility. That doesn't look good. That does not look good at all. As I was saying it. That's the risk on these markets, man. I'm out just before my stop at 200. I'm taking it there. That's the full stop. Yeah, that's some volatility. A tweet, tariff information, news. Yeah, I would have been, you know, saved myself $30 on that, $20 on that. What I was saying there is if this did continue, your thought process can be to hold for a larger move to the upside or take small profits and have a higher win rate, lower risk to reward. But that's some gnarly volatility right to the downside. That felt like something fundamental coming in, somebody speaking, and I am just continuing this L streak on the live. There's the test of the 50s. Let's see what happens from here. Super volatile. Can just be one more wick down below before continuation to the upside. We'll have to see what that turns out to be, but that sucks. Wow. Dow selling off as well. Just taking a look to see if it wasn't a tech stock that was crumbling. Nope. Insane volatility to the downside. Huge candle. The most volume of the day. We got something coming in here. But that's going to be my L. Now let's see if this is just going to be a massive stop run before continuation. I don't know, but I'm not looking for this long again. Not looking for this long again. Just continuing my my red streak here. Really aggressive. Would have been a full stop out. Ducked out just a couple of just a few points above. But that's some gnarly volatility to the downside. Really aggressive. There it is on the 1 minute. It's the type of markets that we're in, man. This may be just a crazy clean out down below and aggressive push back up. That's what it looks like right now. I don't think I'm going to try this thing long again. I'm just not going to put risk back on. I could see this absolutely coming down and continuing back up. That is a really big rejection, and then a push right back up to prior day low. But that's the L on this one. Not able to survive it, man. Not able to survive it. Not in these types of markets. It's these massive quick movements in volatility based on news, headlines, somebody saying something. Just didn't play again nice with me today. NQ has not been playing nice with me whatsoever. Let's see what happens here. That's gnarly, man. That's super gnarly. This feels like the stop run and then continuation to the upside. Big buying pressure to come right back in. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna be really tempted to try this long again if we come back up, but I'd have to watch what happens down here. That was my, my aggressive entry to test it on the way back down. Not able to get wide enough on it, obviously, to survive that type of volatility. But this feels like a potential crack down below. I'm still holding this long bias and then continuation to the upside. But this is weak. This is weak now. Look at what I'd be buying into on the 30. That's going to be my NFP Friday. But we'll see what happens from here. 11 a.m. Like all the way back up, I'd want to be long on this, but I can't take on that much risk and run that wide of a stop loss for my initial entry. So let it play. Come on, long America. Yeah. 623 longed it. Very nice. Elliott waves. Nice. Yeah, do your thing. What was that? Don't know. Volatility, headline markets that we're trading in, man. It's just it's been wild. It's been wild. These are like Trump markets, headline markets. Lot of quick volatility, a lot of quick movements like we see like this. This oh man, this feels like the long play. Didn't tap 600, but we dipped deep down into it. Trump farted. Man, I'm glad I got out. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough, man. Begs the question whether or not you want to put risk on and try to get out very quickly, zoom in, and where you're definitely not going to survive that volatility, but you're in and out quicker. But it's a tough call to make. Let's see. This, just by the reaction of like that crack lower and then immediate buy back up, like we didn't follow directly through and just have sellers continue to take that thing lower. I'm still holding a long bias on this. I'm still holding the move back up to VWAP and through, but I have to wait. I have to wait at this point. Still like it long. Nope, coming back down. That reaction is not holding. Not holding yet. Hmm. 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 Yeah. No, not rejecting and just continuing. Um, right back down to the lows. This looks weak. It's setting up for a potential. I mean, we could be retesting here before longs, but um, I'm not going to take it. That was the initial like crack right back up, right? Big volume to the downside right there. Immediate push back up. Oh, excuse me. Big volume to the downside here. Immediate push back up. And then coming right back down to the lows. So that's not a long setup whatsoever. Not for me. Not for me. Man, gonna be a pretty trash week. That's what it's looking like for me. Part of the game, man. Part of the game. 350? Yeah, dude, that's we're down around average session range lows too. Try not to hold a really unhealthy long bias that I held last week, but this is feeling like last Friday again, man. It's nuts. Leave this here. Ooh, all the way back up again. Buyer's trying this thing, man. Buyers are trying to defend this. I give this a second shot? This is a tough one. I still am holding the same bias, the same setup. I'm looking at again as just an insane amount of volatility to the downside, and buyers not want to let this thing go lower. I'm tempted to take this long again. Big orders down below on Dow. Big orders down below on Dow. Eyeballing some different setups, guys. Just give me a moment here. I'm getting long on this again, guys. Sue me. I'm going to get long on this, and then I'm going to wrap this stream up. We are not continuing lower. Buyers are defending this level. If we come down through this again, so be it. I'm out for another 200 bucks. I'm going to get long with a stop loss just below these lows. Looking at this again, being a crack lower. Sellers not able to continue it lower. If we see any big volatility like that, I'm out for the full loss, and I'm going to be done for the day. Personal daily loss limit around that $400 mark across these three. But I'm looking at this as buyers holding this thing. Sellers not able to take it lower. I got to put risk on. I don't want to after taking that loss, but this is a setup for me to really the similar setup. Long, this is obviously a different play, waiting for price to come lower and then to pull back up. So I'm long from 707 and 3/4. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up right here. You know my setup. You know what I'm looking at. I will talk to you guys soon. Tough day. I'm going to see what happens on this next one. If I have to take the next stop out, I will. Red week for me. We'll see if we can't turn it around next week. We'll see what this trade turns into. Obviously, I'll call out management. You'll know what happens. Take a look at it now. You'll see it in Discord. Have a great Friday. Touch some grass. Control risk, whatever you decide to do. Structure your risk. Accept your full loss if you have to take it. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great week. Thanks for being here with me.